my role as a case manager, we assess the clients to figure out what their needs are, and then we try to help them achieve those goals. Um, we also teach healthy coping skills to help alleviate and reduce the chance of relapse.
Mm.
Um, and for the resources, we do like medical and vocational. I get them in connected in with like the DOR, the Department of Rehabilitation, or our working wardrobes.
Mm.
Try to get them on a career path, so they can successfully become something in their life.
Okay. What does a typical day look like for you in this position?
Typically, I run groups like cognitive behavioral therapy and acceptance and commitment therapy,
Mm.
um, one-on-one sessions to gauge the what's the word I'm looking for, to gauge their progress.
Mm.
Um, that way we can provide proper documentation so we can meet them where they're at.
Okay. How do you collaborate with the therapists, medical staff, and other team members to support clients?
So we have a pretty tight knit staff here. I collaborate daily with my program manager and the therapist, and we have weekly clinical meetings. That way we could all stay on the same page.
Okay. All right. This is client-centered care questions. So, what are some of the biggest challenges clients face when they first enter treatment?
Some of the biggest challenge when they first enter treatment would probably be uh, the uncomfortability of withdrawal and and just feeling uncomfortable, homesick, all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. How do you help clients navigate the different phases of their recovery journey?
How do we help them navigate the different phases? Well, we create treatment goals together,
Mm.
and I help them to learn how to achieve them.
Mm.
That way we can move through each phase. Also, we from day one we start discharge planning,
Yeah.
because it's important to know what they're going to do for their aftercare.
Mm. Okay. What kind of support do you provide to the clients beyond clinical treatment, such as housing, employment, or legal issues?
Well, that would go back to finding the resources, like the Department of Rehabilitation and Working Wardrobes, which they really help get them on a career path, and they really help get them into trainings, and they help them pay for like work clothes and work tools. And also, what I do is I help them create resumes,
Mm.
and help them start getting geared up to get gainful employment.
Okay. All right. How do you incorporate a trauma-informed approach when working with clients?
How do I incorporate a trauma? Well, the only thing us as case managers do is we add things to the treatment plan
Mm.
that are trauma informed. Anything else trauma related is always referred back to the therapist.
Okay, so you guys have a hard boundary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
It's kind of beyond the scope of practice of a case manager to mess with their trauma.
okay. How do you tailor case management plans to meet the unique needs of each individual?
Um, how do I tailor it for the unique needs? Well, from day one when I start doing my first assessments when they first get in here, um, I have them help me create a list of at least 5 things that they want to accomplish while they're in treatment,
Mm.
and that helps me gauge what their actual needs are,
Mm.
and then I help to figure out how to I help them figure out how to achieve those goals by creating SMART goals.
Mm.
It sounded like sparkles, but it's SMART goals.
Mm.
It's specific, measurable, attainable, relate. I forgot what it was. Specific, measurable, attainable. I just spaced it. The last one's time bound.
Realistic?
Yeah, realistic
Yeah.
time. So specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound.
Okay. All right. Can you share a success story where your role as a case manager made a significant difference in someone's recovery?
Well, in this field, unfortunately, well, I have many success stories, but unfortunately, success stories in this field is gauged one day at a time.
Mm,
Um, I mean, I've had guys that work hard and work a solid program, and I have a guy right now that's 2 years clean, and he's actually made something of himself. He's occupational. He got a good job.
mm,
He's working his program.
yeah.
He listened and took direction, and yeah,
Yeah.
that that would be a success story for sure. But really, success would rely on what they do after they leave here.
Yeah.
Um, and that has everything to do with aftercare. Aftercare is so important.
Yeah. Okay. Um, what are some of the biggest challenges you face in your role, and how do you overcome them?
Some of the biggest challenges I faced would probably be someone that's comes in uncomfortable, someone that's angry. And how do I get through it? Is I use what's called grounding techniques.
Mm,
I'll take them for a walk. We'll take a walk. I'll have them point out things that are beautiful.
mm,
At the end of the walk, I'm able to get all that negative thinking out of his head, and then we're able to come to a healthy solution.
okay. How do you measure success in your work, both for yourself and your clients?
Uh, again, measuring success would have to be with what they do after care,
Mm,
um, and what they and the strength of their program that they're working.
okay. How do you differentiate your approach in the treatment field?
I believe strongly in the each
You
one.
can read it too. This is all like one interview, so if you want to,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, for sure. It's like podcast style, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, I believe strongly in the each one teach one model. We as humans are constantly learning. Even us as staff members, we learn just as much from the clients as they learn from us, as well as they learn from each other.
mm,
I mean, without learning, there's no growth. So
yeah. Okay. All right. What advice would you give to someone considering treatment but feeling unsure about taking the first step?
the first step is always the hardest. But taking that first step, you could save your life.
Mm,
Um, I mean, that goes if you there's a saying that goes if you want something you never had, you have to do something you've never done.
mm,
Us addicts have to take that first step.
awesome. All right. What keeps you passionate and motivated in this line of work?
So my passion comes from my life experiences. I started using methamphetamines when I was 13 years old, um, and I didn't stop until I was 33. Uh, Truly, I do this because it's what's in my heart. It's
Yeah.
my passion. I want to help others that have the same problem as I do.
Mm,
Um, I love everybody, you know what I mean? And I just feel if I can help at least one person, then I've done right in my life.
yeah. So you started using when you were 13 years old
Yes, sir.
until you were 33 consistently.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes.
And how long ago was it? Like you had a significant amount of recovery time now, or
Yeah. So May 20th will be 12 years.
12 years?
Yeah.
Wow. So if you could give yourself some advice, you this current version, give yourself some advice when you were struggling, what would you say to him?
I would say seek help.
How would you do that?
And well, see, my problem is when I was trying to get clean in Arizona, you think of rehab, you're thinking of lockdown facilities.
Yeah.
I didn't know things like this existed.
Mm.
I would have loved to come to something like this.
What was the kind of treatment center that you went to?
Jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah, jail. Did 90 days in jail. Um, Came to the realization that my children needed me because I was a single father.
Mm.
When I got out, I had 90 days clean. Um, I immediately used, and while I was using, I was like, "What am I doing? You know,
Mm.
why am I doing this to myself? Why am I doing this to my children?" 2 days later, I was able to UA clean, and that was May 20th, 2013.
Wow.
Yeah,
So, giving someone else some hope, like someone that is currently stuck in that, because someone's going to be watching this on some platform somewhere. And if someone is currently in that pit of pain where you currently were, what is a step that they can do? Like, what would you suggest that they do?
I suggest that they let other recovering addicts in,
Yeah.
because if you're stuck in that hole, that recovering addict is willing to jump in.
Yeah.
I mean, you could think, what are you doing? Now we're both stuck here, but really, I know the way out.
Yeah.
I've been here before.
So, I mean, one of the things that I've heard around here is, is learning to become your own best friend, as we are very mean to ourselves
Definitely.
on the outside when we're currently using. How has learning to become your own best friend impacted your life? And how is
Uh,
that a part of this program?
well, I now love myself. For a long time I didn't love myself or who I was. I was isolated. I always thought I was the model parent. You know what I mean? But I really wasn't. I was the absent parent
Mm.
out there selling drugs and using drugs.
Yeah.
Um, learning to love yourself is huge. Dealing with your trauma is huge. I've been through a lot of trauma too.
Mm.
Um, I mean, I ran around with cooks, meth cooks, and I saw a lot of gory things,
Mm.
gory things, and it's yeah, you got to deal with that stuff.
Yeah. Gory in the sense of.
Well, I've seen people get tortured and murdered in front of me before.
Mm.
Yeah,
And now it just came with that whole lifestyle.
let's say again.
And that just came with that whole lifestyle of what you were doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my story is like a Breaking Bad episode, and it's not. It's real. That
And
that pain is real. That PTSD is real. Find the help you need.
and the work that you did on yourself, were you able to feel some relief from going like working on yourself and learning to love yourself?
Definitely, therapy helps a lot.
So, as you have a significant amount of time sober, what is part of your daily routine or habits? Like, how have you consistently been able to stay sober this long?
I kept myself busy.
Yeah.
I goal setting is like big with me. You figure out what your top goal is, and then what all your obtainable goals are to get to that top goal.
Mm.
Because I mean, the hardest thing of goal setting is obtaining the goal.
Yeah.
But if you have all these obtainable ones, you're able to walk up that ladder till you get to where you need to be.
Mm.
Like I wanted to be a counselor, and here I am now. You know what I mean?
I know. I was thinking, from running around with meth cooks and seeing these gory things, as you're saying, to being this man sitting behind the desk right now. I mean, what an epic transformation.
For sure.
I mean, people need to hear this, and some hope. I mean, they need, because they don't think this is possible.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
And
what's your routine look like? Like, what is your morning? Do you have a certain morning routine that makes you feel good?
I perform a lot of self care. Self care is super, super important. When we're talking about self care is deliberately taking care of your well being through restorative action. It's not like getting your nails done or your hair cut. It's more inner. And for me, that comes in three different things. It's time in silence, which is meditation. And in fact, with meditation, I encourage you. You don't have to sit in a rigid chair or anything like that. In fact, I suggest that you're as comfortable as possible without falling asleep.
Mm.
Um, And then the second part is time with movement. That's like exercising. I go on a lot of hikes.
Mm.
Um, and then time in nature is the third one.
Yeah.
Um, so for me, what I like to do is in the morning I'll meditate. In the evening I meditate, and then on my days off I'm out there in nature. I'll go for a hike, but my hikes always have to end in a waterfall for me
Mm.
because that's where I meditate.
Really?
Yes,
Do you do this by yourself?
yes. Well, my wife as well sometimes, but
So you'll go out, talk about learning and become your own best friend. So you go out and enjoy your own company and go out on hikes with you sometimes.
definitely, definitely.
Dang. So how do you suggest someone, to that is currently, say they're currently have some time sober now, setting up your morning routine, is that had a big impact in your life?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Self care is amazing. You push that reset button in that brain.
Yeah.
You know, um, I mean, you feel overwhelmed at the end of the week. Get out there and do something. You
Yeah.
know, reset that button.
Yeah. So for like families on the other side, which is can be really hard for them, do you have any suggestions for loved ones that are watching this, that they're watching their loved ones struggle? What would you say to that family member, if that giving them suggestions if that loved one's not ready to get clean yet?
Well, you gotta hold. Gotta hold. You have to hold strong boundaries with them. Don't enable them, but sit with them and be like at every level, socially, all that. Tell them I love you. I don't want you to be alone.
Mm.
You know, and then if you're using, that's fine. I'll sit with you because I love you.
Yeah.
I love you is it should be on every. You know,
Yeah. So what would you say with Safe and Sound as a whole? And I guess I'll end with this. What do you think that makes Safe and Sound so unique? Because I know I have my perspective, which I think is extremely special to me. What would what makes it different? What makes it so special?
I mean it's a smaller company, and that gives a lot more one-on-one time. Um, the amount of love and family feeling that you get here is amazing. It's probably the best company I've ever worked for,
Mm.
and I really like working here. I've worked for two other treatment centers, and this is by far my favorite so far.
Mm. Awesome. And then if you could give, you know, yourself, who is Sean today?
I am a counselor that loves everybody that wants to help. Um, Sean today is almost exactly who I want to be.
Mm.
Um, my next goal is to become a therapist, so that's why I say almost.
And then that is the was your big goal.
That's my main goal. Yes.
Wow, awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to sit with me and to do this and get all these lights and cameras on you. I appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Cool. All right, that's a wrap.